Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something you might think is, pretty simple, but is actually just packed with some really sophisticated storytelling tricks. Hindi nursery rhymes. We're going to take a look at how these tunes use character, plot, and even a bit of surrealism to create stories you just can't forget.
So it all kicks off with this classic line. It starts with this simple, kind of funny idea, right? A single, fat elephant just decides to go for a walk. But that one little line, that's the seed for a story that grows into something surprisingly complex.
Okay, so let's get into it. And the answer is a ton. We're about to unpack how these kids' songs use all the classic tools of the trade, an inciting incident, rising action, a big finish, to build these incredible little worlds out of just a few simple verses. Every story's got to start somewhere. And just like any great book or movie, our elephant story starts with the basics. You've got your protagonist, the elephant, obviously. You've got a setting, this walk out in the rain. And of course, you've got a problem. He gets stuck.
What's so cool here is how the rhyme sets up the main rule of the game right away. Our hero, this elephant, he's not a go-it-alone type. The second he runs into trouble, his first move is to call for backup. And that one little action is what sets this whole chain reaction in motion. And there it is. That's the call to action. It's not some big dramatic speech, just a simple little signal, idara, which just means come here. This simple invitation is the engine that drives the whole story forward, pulling a new character right into the mix.
All right, now let's look at how this whole thing builds, because the rhyme doesn't just add more elephants for fun. Nope. With every single new elephant that shows up, the problem they all face gets more and more ridiculous. The comedy, the absurdity, it just keeps getting bigger.
And this is where you really see narrative escalation in action. It's brilliant. Each new problem is funnier and more unlikely than the one before. We go from a path that's a little too narrow, to a tiny bicycle, to a cart that just completely falls apart. It's basically a masterclass in raising the stakes, even if the stakes are just, super silly.
So the ending here, it's not about them figuring out a clever way to solve all these problems. A monkey just shows up, frees him, and then the story takes this sharp turn. The whole focus shifts from how do we get out of this mess to pure shared joy. It's a celebration of the chaotic adventure they just had together.
Now we're going to shift gears, big time. We're leaving that straightforward adventure story behind and jumping into the totally surreal, free associating world of a classic Hindi lullaby. This one, well, it doesn't follow the rules of cause and effect at all.
This one line right here is the key to the whole thing. It makes zero logical sense, right? And that's exactly the point. This lullaby works on a kind of dream logic, where one weird thought just sort of melts into the next one.
Just look at this bizarre sequence of events. It's not like the elephant rhyme, which is a simple, and then this happened kind of story. But lullaby is more like a weird, if this, then that flow that feels like you're listening to someone's dream. An empty peanut shell somehow leads to denying you're someone's uncle, which then leads to a singing parrot. It's wild.
So, what you've got here are two totally different ways to tell a story. One is a story of action. It's all about plot and moving forward. The other is a story of atmosphere, and it's built to create a feeling, not to make any logical sense.
Okay, so for our last piece, we're going to look at what's happening right now with this kind of kids' media. And here, after the stories are done, the whole tone changes, but that sing-songy rhythm, that stays exactly the same.
This is just fascinating. It pivots from telling a story to giving a direct call to action, but it's wrapped in the exact same rhythmic, catchy style as the nursery rhymes. The packaging feels familiar, but what's inside has completely changed. And just look at what's being promised here. It's all about utility. This isn't about a funny story or a shared moment. It's all about what skills you can get out of it. Learning math, learning English, playing games that are good for you.
And you can really see the shift pretty clearly here. We're moving away from the main goal being about community and storytelling toward the main goal being about education and gaining skills. The whole reason for the media to exist is evolving.
So after all this, after elephants on bicycles and uncles who might not be uncles, what's the big takeaway? What does this whole journey from these imaginative stories to educational apps really tell us about, well, everything?
For me, this table really just nails the core difference. One story ends in this shared, joyful, physical moment, all the elephants swaying together. The other ends with a sales pitch aimed at one person, download the app. The focus totally shifts from we to you.
When you get right down to it, these rhymes strip storytelling down to its most basic parts: repetition, escalation, and just pure emotion. And it makes you wonder, is that simplicity what makes them last for generations? And do we lose something important when that simple joy gets replaced with a call to learn?